like I say, I basically, at one point in time, I made all the laws for all the different countries. I didn't make them like death or anything like that. I mean, I just made laws. Well, all the laws started out being basically relatively the same. And then, like, the local government people kind of adjusted them to their, a little bit, so a little bit too much, if you ask me. Like I say, like, a lot of people, like, I don't know why drugs are considered illegal, really, because it's like, I wouldn't have paid for them to be refined or paid for them to be farmed if I was going to make them illegal, because it's like, why would I pay for an opium farm and a cocaine farm? Why would I invent an opium plant if I was going to make the drugs illegal? Of course they're legal. I mean, I made the laws for America. I made the laws for all the different countries, and it's like, well, it's really more of a self-control thing, as to whether or not you use them, and that's between you and yourself, and I'm just the creator of humanity and also namer of countries and inventor. So anyway, I don't know why although somebody said, well, they don't actually go to jail for actually using or selling drugs. They actually go to jail for killing people, and they also use and sell drugs. So I don't really know. Like I say, I don't know. That's actually like a court thing. They say I just set the laws up to basically mitigate the the problems that were going to happen anyway, or were happening in the world. So people just run around going and shooting and killing people because they probably would, or they were. So that's why I had these laws. So anyway, so everyone could agree on some laws, and they're basically just pretty much, mostly I just posted them and people either enforce them or don't enforce them or use them or not. Like, it's not like I was actually enforcing them. I mean, it's a planet, you're a life form, and that's basically the way it always is. And then the life forms have to deal with whatever free choice and all that. Like all the other life forms, the 1.5s, like most of them actually had a better time of it though. They didn't really have that much problem with free will or free choice. They pretty much just got their own system and started using it. They kind of went by my rules, but then they kind of just did what they thought was best. So 1.5s are their life form. They're an epic race. They have quite a few planets, and I think they even created some stars and suns themselves. They're highly advanced. Same with the exoskeletons. They're another race, and they're very tough and very hard to kill. And they created stars, and I mean, I basically built them a planet first, and then I put them on the planet, and then they built their own buildings, and I helped them build their own buildings and all that other stuff. I mean, I just basically led them. So anyway, I mean, I'm the creator of life forms. That's who Lucifer Star is. Just like I created exoskeletons and fish and some plants. And plants are nice because they don't go anywhere or decide to shoot anyone. But some of them do decide to eat people, or there are some kind of carnivorous plants and stuff like that. But anyway, that's because there was a fly problem, and I thought, well, why not? Flies are always a problem. They don't really have exactly a natural predator other than fly traps and frogs. So anyway, some birds like to eat them though. So anyway, circle of life, all that kind of stuff. I'm a creator of life forms, so I created some, and other people created life forms too. So I'm not the only one. Anyway, like I say, I'm just one of the top 10 epic civilization creators and planet sun creators, civilization creators, galaxy creators. Like I create whole galaxies, and so I'm one of the top 10 creators of galaxies. Lucifer Star. That's why my last name is Star, and that's why that's a star that we see every day, is because I created it, so I named it after my last name. So that's why we know stars as stars, because of me. Anyway, so, I created particles and figured out particle physics and all that other stuff, and basically figured out how to make more of everything, and also figured out how to create water and put lots of it on the planet, make a nice little habitat. Anyway, I was 90 trillion years old, or 70, or 100 trillion years old now, technically. Or 99 trillion or something years old. So, I'm old. Anyway, so I don't really understand what all the big deal is about the drugs and jail and stuff, and I think Rodney, with his zero tolerance, was more of just trying to get me killed by somebody who was in jail or something, or spent his whole lifetime in jail. It's like, it's not my fault. I had nothing to do with the judge or the jury or anything else like that. That's all random. That's all someone else's deal. I just created the planet and named the country, and mostly just invented aircraft and jet engines and engines themselves. Also, a lot of steam engines as well. I just invented everything. So, as creator and leader of life forms. But the jail and the court does, like I say, a police officer can choose to enforce the law or not. There's other things to try and make sure that he's enforcing the law, but I mean that's all just free will and free choice, and realistically, people can do whatever they want. And some of my life forms have done whatever they wanted and actually gone and exterminated other life forms. So it's like, whatever. And like I say, my life forms, like, they tend to reproduce and go out into the galaxy. That's why I created 80 galaxies, because I knew that if I put a life form on a galaxy, it's going to grow and eventually it's going to fill up the whole galaxy. So if there's too many life forms on one galaxy or one planet, they always bump heads and bump into each other. And then they have a problem. So they kind of have to be spaced out. So this one can have an epic-sized colony of its own, and this one can have a stable colony of its own without actually, like, connecting together. Because otherwise they connect and then they fight and then it's bad. And it's like, oh, stop it. You're killing each other. So, yeah, because they always fight. Like, whenever two life forms are on a planet or in a thing, they end up fighting eventually, no matter what. At least that's what I've seen. So, sometimes they get along, and sometimes they work together and they actually do greater things, but they also fight a lot, so. Anyway, and that's why I created 80 whole galaxies, so they can live and expand, and they do live and expand, and they get spaceships, and then they go into the galaxy or the universe, and I don't know where they go after that. I guess wander around. That was the whole point. So eventually Earth or humans will do that too. That's what being a 100 trillion year old creator is like. So anyway, yep, Lucifer Star. Even if no one believes me, it's still a fact. Like, it's funny. They're like, no one's going to believe you. No one believes you. It's like, well, that doesn't really change the actual effect of the fact that it's true. I mean, whether or not anyone believes whether or not I named America, does not change the fact that I did. So past that, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I did, and like I said, I created life forms, and they went out into the universe. So, like, even if no one believes me, that still happened. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like, well, they're still out there wandering around somewhere. I don't know where. They always wander. Like, you leave a life form somewhere, and they either die or they wander. And it's like, where'd they go? They were just here. Now did someone kill them? And sometimes they did, and sometimes they just wandered away. It's like, where are they going? Life forms always wander. That's one of the things I realized as a creator. It's like, you put a life form somewhere, it's going to wander, no matter what. It's going to grow out, it's going to wander, it's going to go somewhere else. They always do. They never stay in one spot. Which is probably a good thing. Since someone wanted to make it their mission to kill everything that I ever created. It's like, that's nice, you're going to kill everything I ever created, or kill one of everything I ever created. It's like, well, that's a lot of things. You're going to be busy. Very busy. Because one guy was like, I'm going to kill everything you ever created. It's like, that's 70,000 life forms. That's 12 races and 70,000 different types of life. Like, and that was like, I planted them like 20 trillion years ago. And so they probably reproduced and moved on and are everywhere by now. So I was like, you're going to be busy for a very long time. It's like the guy who told me he was going to rape all my women. It's like, I'm the creator of women, so you're going to be busy for a very, very long time raping every single girl on a planet. I'm probably going to get bored and die before you do.